Have your legs been feeling a little weaker lately? Do you notice that walking up the stairs takes more effort? Or your calves feel tight or tired after just a short stroll? Many seniors assume these changes are simply part of aging, but often there's something else going on behind the scenes. One of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness, and especially in the calves, is not getting enough protein. Yes, protein, the very thing most people think is only important for athletes or bodybuilders, is absolutely essential for seniors too. Without enough of it, your body begins to break down muscle, starting with the places you use most, like your calves. These muscles play a critical role in your balance, mobility, and ability to rise from a chair or catch yourself if you stumble. When they weaken, everything else starts to feel harder. In this video, we're going to explore how protein affects the strength and function of your calves, why this matters more after age 60, and what you can do right now to protect these important muscles. The best part, it doesn't take supplements or complicated diets, just smart, simple meals that help your legs stay strong. So if you're starting to feel a little less steady on your feet or want to make sure your legs stay strong for years to come, stick around. This is information every senior needs to hear. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, why your calf muscles matter more than you think. John, a 78-year-old retired mechanic, used to pride himself on being steady on his feet. He walked every morning, took care of his yard, and never needed help getting around. But lately he started noticing something strange. His calves felt weaker. It wasn't pain exactly, just a quiet heaviness that made it harder to walk uphill or get out of a deep chair. His wife pointed out that he was walking more slowly, even shuffling a bit. "I guess it's just old age," he said. But during a routine physical, his doctor said something surprising. "Your calves are sending a message. They need more support, starting with protein." Most people don't realize just how important the calf muscles are. These two large muscles, the gastrocnemius and soleus, sit at the back of your lower leg and do far more than just help you stand. Every time you walk, stand, push off the ground, or even balance yourself on an uneven surface, your calves are doing the heavy lifting. They help pump blood back up to your heart, support your ankles, and absorb the shock of each step. Weak calves don't just slow you down, they increase your risk of losing balance, stumbling, or falling. For seniors, the calf muscles are often the first area to show signs of muscle loss, especially when protein intake is low. As we age, the body naturally starts to lose muscle, a process called sarcopenia, and it happens faster in the legs than in other parts of the body. The reason? Legs carry the most weight, and if they don't get the nutrients they need, they begin to shrink and weaken quietly over time. And since your calves are the furthest from your core, any decline in their strength can have a domino effect, causing poor posture, slower walking, and difficulty keeping your balance. The danger is that this process is gradual and painless at first. You might not notice anything except a little more effort when walking uphill. But then one day you misstep, your reflexes aren't fast enough, and you fall. It's not sudden, it's cumulative, and it often starts in the calves. Back to John. After learning more about how important his calf muscles were, he started taking action. He added more protein to his meals, did simple heel raises at the kitchen counter, and made sure to stretch daily. Within 2 months, he felt a difference. His calves didn't tire as quickly, and he felt more stable on uneven sidewalks. Most importantly, his confidence returned. "I didn't think much about my calves before," he said. "Now I understand. They carry me through life." So take a moment today to think about your own calves. Have they been feeling weaker? Do stairs feel harder than they used to? Your body may be telling you something, and in the next section, we'll explore exactly how protein plays a role in keeping those leg muscles strong and reliable. Number 2, the role of protein in muscle maintenance. After 60, Elaine, a 76-year-old former piano teacher, had always been petite and careful about what she ate. Her breakfasts were light, usually toast and tea. Lunch was often a small salad, and dinner was soup with a few crackers. She thought she was eating just enough to maintain her figure and stay healthy, but when her legs started to feel weak and her calves ached during short walks, she grew concerned. She hadn't changed her routine. She hadn't been injured. So why did her strength seem to fade so quickly? When her doctor reviewed her diet, the answer became clear. She wasn't eating enough protein, and her muscles were paying the price. After the age of 60, your body doesn't process protein the same way it used to. In younger adults, even a small amount of protein is quickly used to maintain and repair muscle. But in older adults, muscle protein synthesis becomes less efficient. That means your body needs more protein just to maintain the same level of strength. If you don't increase your intake, the result is slow, steady muscle loss, even if you're eating what you always have. This is especially critical for your lower body muscles, like the calves, which are used constantly throughout the day. They support your weight, help you walk, and prevent falls by keeping you balanced. Without enough protein, these muscles begin to shrink and weaken. And because this decline is often painless, many seniors don't realize it's happening until they feel unsteady, trip more often, or simply avoid activities they used to enjoy, like gardening, dancing, or going upstairs. Research suggests that older adults should aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, and even more if they're recovering from illness or trying to rebuild lost muscle. For most people, that's about 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, spaced evenly throughout the day. But many seniors consume most of their protein at dinner and very little at breakfast or lunch. This uneven pattern leaves muscles undernourished for much of the day and limits the body's ability to repair and grow strong tissue. Elaine's doctor recommended simple changes. Add 2 boiled eggs or Greek yogurt at breakfast, include a handful of beans or cottage cheese at lunch, and enjoy a portion of fish or chicken with dinner. Within weeks, Elaine felt more energetic. Her legs stopped trembling during her walks, and she regained the confidence to join her local Tai Chi group again. The lesson is clear. Protein is not optional. It's essential. Especially after 60, it's the difference between strong, stable legs and the slow, silent loss of strength. So ask yourself, are you giving your muscles what they need or starving them without realizing it? In the next section, we'll go deeper and see what actually happens inside your calves when you don't get enough protein, and why the damage can begin long before you feel the symptoms. Number 3, what happens to your calves when you don't get enough protein? Richard, a 74-year-old Vietnam veteran, had always been proud of his strong legs. Years ago, he could march for miles and never think twice about it. But recently, he began noticing that the muscles in the back of his legs, the calves he once trusted, felt softer, less responsive. At first, he chalked it up to age, but as he started stumbling more on curbs and found it harder to push off when walking uphill, he realized something deeper was going on. His doctor confirmed it. His muscles were slowly wasting away, a condition called sarcopenia, triggered in part by low protein intake. When your body doesn't get enough protein, it has no choice but to break down muscle tissue to supply essential functions like cell repair and immune support. The muscles that are used most frequently, like those in the calves, become targets. Over time, the tissue begins to shrink. You may not notice it immediately. You might just feel a little tired after a walk or take longer to recover from yard work. But inside, your muscle fibers are thinning, your strength is decreasing, and your body is struggling to keep up. This loss of muscle in the calves has serious consequences. First, it directly reduces push-off power, the strength you need to lift your foot and propel forward. That's why walking becomes slower and stairs feel steeper. Second, it affects your ankle stability. Calf muscles help you balance during every step. When they weaken, you're more likely to wobble, misstep, or fail to catch yourself if you trip. Finally, reduced muscle volume in the calves can impair blood circulation in the lower legs, making your feet feel colder or more swollen and slowing the healing of minor injuries. And here's the most dangerous part. This decline often happens without pain. You don't feel your muscles disappearing. You just start adjusting your life around them, taking fewer steps, avoiding stairs, sitting more often. It's a silent spiral that leads many older adults into frailty without even realizing it. That's exactly what was happening to Richard. His protein intake had dropped without him noticing, too many light meals, skipped breakfasts, and an over-reliance on toast, crackers, and tea. But when he started eating more deliberately, adding tuna, eggs, chicken, and protein smoothies into his routine, he saw real changes. Within a month, he could walk farther, steadier, and with less effort. His calves even began to firm up again. "I didn't know how much I'd lost until I started getting it back," he said. Muscle loss doesn't have to be a one-way road. With the right support, your body can rebuild. But it starts with awareness. So take a moment. Feel your calves, notice your steps, think about your meals. Are you feeding the muscle or slowly letting it fade? Next, we'll talk about the warning signs your body may already be giving you and how to spot the earliest clues that your legs are hungry for more protein. Number 4, signs you're not getting enough protein, especially in your legs. Susan, a 75-year-old retired florist, began noticing subtle changes in her daily routine. She found herself holding on to the banister a little tighter when walking down the stairs. Her legs sometimes felt shaky after standing in the kitchen too long, and once, while getting up from her couch, her calves cramped so suddenly it brought tears to her eyes. She hadn't injured herself, wasn't sick, and had always considered herself a healthy eater. But when her physical therapist asked about her meals, Susan realized that she had unknowingly been cutting back on protein. Her breakfasts were mostly toast and fruit. Lunch was light and dinner often small. Over time, those habits had led to muscle undernourishment, especially in her lower legs. The truth is, you don't have to be sick or underweight to suffer from protein deficiency. In fact, many older adults appear well-nourished, but are quietly missing the building blocks their muscles need to stay strong. And the legs, especially the calves, are often the first to show warning signs. So what are those signs? One of the most common early symptoms is increased fatigue in the legs. If your calves feel heavier than they used to during walks, or you find yourself sitting down more often out of tiredness, your muscles may be lacking support. Another sign is reduced walking speed. If it now takes you longer to reach the mailbox or grocery store, and your steps feel slower or shorter, your leg muscles may be weakening. Cramping, especially at night, can also signal low protein intake, since your muscles aren't recovering or maintaining themselves properly. Additionally, you might notice poor balance, especially when turning around, stepping off a curb, or walking on uneven ground. These moments of instability can be small at first but dangerous over time. Visually, muscle thinning in the calves can be another red flag. If your lower legs appear smaller than they used to, almost like they've lost shape, it may be due to muscle wasting. And finally, feelings of unsteadiness, shakiness, or a lack of push-off power when taking steps all suggest your muscles aren't getting what they need to stay strong and responsive. When Susan learned to recognize these signs, she took action. She began adding Greek yogurt and walnuts to her breakfast, ate tuna sandwiches or lentil soup for lunch, and enjoyed grilled chicken or salmon at dinner. Within a few weeks, she no longer felt wobbly getting out of chairs, and her confidence on her feet returned. Your body is always communicating with you. It just doesn't always use words. So listen to your legs. Are they trying to tell you they're not getting enough support? If any of these signs sound familiar, your next meal might be the first step towards strength. In the next section, we'll go from awareness to action by showing you exactly how to rebuild and protect your calves with simple, protein-rich foods that work for any senior lifestyle. Number 5, how to rebuild and protect your calf strength through food. After struggling with weak legs and daily fatigue, Gloria, a 72-year-old former librarian, decided it was time to take her health into her own hands. She had always eaten light to stay trim, fruit for breakfast, crackers for lunch, and soup for dinner. But after learning that her muscle loss was likely tied to low protein, she made a shift. With her doctor's support, Gloria began focusing on protein-rich foods, and within weeks, she started noticing the difference. Her calves didn't feel like jelly when she got up in the morning. Her walks around the block became easier, and more than anything, she felt strong again. So how can you do the same? First, it starts with understanding how much protein you need. After 60, most adults need about 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, spread throughout the day. This helps support consistent muscle repair and growth, and especially in your legs. Skipping breakfast or eating mostly carbs like toast or fruit leaves your body without the tools it needs to rebuild strength. The good news? You don't need fancy supplements or complicated diets. Real, everyday foods are often the best medicine. For breakfast, consider 2 eggs with a slice of whole grain toast or a bowl of plain Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries. If chewing is an issue, smoothies made with nut butter, protein powder, and soft fruits are great alternatives. These options are gentle on the mouth but packed with muscle-building nutrients. For lunch, a tuna or egg salad sandwich, cottage cheese with sliced tomatoes, or lentil soup with whole grain crackers are excellent choices. Even canned salmon or beans over rice provide powerful nutrition for your legs without a lot of effort. At dinner, lean proteins like grilled chicken, tofu, baked fish, or even a hearty chickpea stew can provide both flavor and function. Don't forget snacks. A handful of almonds, a boiled egg, or a spoonful of peanut butter on apple slices are not just satisfying. They help keep your body fueled between meals and support muscle repair all day long. If your appetite is small, try eating smaller meals more often, or drinking your protein in the form of shakes made with milk or plant-based alternatives. Also, pair your protein with foods rich in magnesium and potassium, like leafy greens or sweet potatoes, to help your muscles absorb and use that protein efficiently. Gloria's biggest discovery was that eating more protein didn't make her feel heavy. It made her feel alive. Her legs carried her with more ease. She could garden again, and she no longer feared losing her independence, all because she gave her body what it needed. So ask yourself, are your meals supporting your strength or just filling space? The food on your plate could be the difference between struggling to stand and walking strong. In the next and final section, we'll bring it all together, why your calves are so critical and how the small steps you take today can help you stay on your feet for years to come. Number 6, why calf strength means independence. After 60, Harold, an 80-year-old retired firefighter, had always been proud of doing things on his own. He cooked his own meals, walked to the mailbox each morning, and even still climbed a short ladder to change light bulbs. But then one day, while stepping off a curb, he lost his balance and fell. The injury wasn't serious, but the aftermath shook him. "It wasn't the fall," he said. "It was that I couldn't get up without help." His doctor later explained that the strength in his calves, the very muscles responsible for balance, walking, and push-off, had likely diminished over time. The fall was the result of months, maybe years, of slow muscle loss he hadn't even noticed. For seniors, calf strength is more than just muscle. It's freedom. These muscles help propel every step you take. They allow you to walk upstairs, maintain your balance when turning around, and even help pump blood back to your heart. Weak calves can quietly make everything harder, getting out of a car, standing from a soft chair, or reaching the bathroom safely in the middle of the night. Many older adults who eventually need walkers or wheelchairs didn't start with major illness. They started with declining lower leg strength. When protein intake drops and physical activity slows, the calves often weaken first. And because they're farthest from the core, they get less attention until suddenly you notice your stride shortening, your foot dragging, or your step losing power. These small changes might not feel urgent, but they often lead to reduced mobility, greater fall risk, and eventually a loss of independence. But here's the hopeful part. Your calves are incredibly responsive to change. Even after 60, 70, or 80, if you nourish them with the right foods and use them consistently, they can grow stronger. It's never too late. A few weeks of better meals with more protein, paired with simple movements like heel raises, walking on your toes, or balancing exercises, can bring real improvement. You don't need a gym, you just need intention. Harold took that message to heart. He began adding an extra egg to breakfast, stretching his calves every morning, and doing short walks throughout the day instead of one long one. A month later, he not only felt more stable, he felt proud. "I got back to doing the things I didn't want to give up," he said, "and I'm not going back." Strong calves carry more than your body. They carry your dignity, your routine, your sense of self. They're the difference between depending on others and standing on your own 2 feet. So ask yourself, What are you doing today to protect your legs tomorrow? In the final part of this video, we'll wrap up everything we've learned and show how small daily choices can lead to big results for your strength, safety, and freedom. As we've explored in this video, your calf muscles do far more than most people realize. They power your steps, stabilize your balance, support your posture, and quietly protect your independence every single day. But when you don't get enough protein, especially after the age of 60, your calves become one of the first areas to suffer. Slowly and silently, they lose strength. You begin to walk slower, feel more tired, and start relying on handrails, walkers, or help from others. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be this way. Protein isn't just a nutrient. It's a message to your muscles that says, you still matter, stay strong. By giving your body what it needs, protein-rich meals, daily movement, and attention to early signs, you can protect and even rebuild your calf strength no matter your age. Small actions like eating eggs for breakfast, choosing fish or legumes for lunch, and doing simple calf stretches or toe lifts can lead to powerful change. Because when your legs are strong, you move with confidence. You avoid falls. You stay independent longer. So take this as your reminder. Your strength is not gone. It's waiting for support. One bite, one step, one choice at a time. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more inspiring, practical tips on senior strength, mobility, and well-being. Your legs carry your life. Let's help them carry you for years to come.